Hello and welcome to Melissa's Grace Studio, the Sunday edition. Today we are going to delve into AI use cases and also metrics. I first have to say this is inspiration from Tarek King's masterclass that I went to this week. So yeah, these are some of the topics that we covered in that session. So of course I need to give credit where credit is due. So, in my context at the moment, I am not testing any AI agents, nor is there any expectation to use AI personally or as a team level. Am I alone out there with those expectations? I would love to hear from you. Are you testing AI agents at the moment, or is there any expectation for you to use AI for personal use at work, for, personal efficiency, improving your personal productivity? So as I am doing neither of those things at the moment, I'm trying to get myself in a situation where I know enough about these things. So I'm reading books, blogs, going to courses and that type of thing. So really that kind of growth mindset and understand what conversations are happening at the moment. So AI use cases. So for context, I am a software tester. So yeah, I'm all about testing, understanding complex systems end to end and creating tailored strategies. And I have been thinking about what my use cases are. And how I've gone about thinking about this is, what problems do I have? What do I find frustrating, annoying? Where could I use AI to help me take take away some of the tasks that I don't really enjoy doing. And I was thinking one of them is around bug reporting, especially when you're finding a ton of superficial bugs and you want to test a bit deeper, but of course you need to communicate to someone in your team about what you're finding. And sometimes when I've worked in an office, I have just scrolled over moved my chair over to a developer and I kind of showed them in person what was going on. And also I've done that remotely, just given someone a call and showed a developer various other things. In the context that I'm in at the moment, I am creating sort of official bugs in Jira, because at the end of the project, I want to send out a test summary report of what I've done, what I've found, and really show the value of what I'm doing. So yeah, there's the context. So I did actually create a prompt this week, and what I really learned is that you can really shape a prompt. So how I've been using prompt hasn't been in the best way. I've asked it questions, done one line, but what you can do is give it have some headings in your prompt, like give it the context, and trying to create a bug report. You could give it examples, you could give it guidelines of what you want a bug report to look like, so steps to reproduce, actual expected results, whatever that may be for you, and even give it context about what you're currently testing, like what's the product domain, that type of thing. I do want to caveat this with, you do need to be very cautious. You need to use enterprise AI tools rather than the ones that are free, because they will retain your data. And if you're sharing sensitive company information, it could be, searchable, it could be hacked, that type of thing. So yeah, just erring on the side of caution of that. But what I'm trying to figure out next is what prompts me to then use that prompt to use, say, a large language model to create a bug report. I explored and I created that prompt on, I think it was Thursday, maybe the day before. And then on Friday, I did find a bug, but it was late Friday, we're all tired, and I decided not to create a bug in Jira at that time. And I just wrote a comment against the user story. I am just wondering what is going to kind of trigger me to then use that prompt. If you've got any tips, I'd really love to hear from you. Like what triggers you to then go away and use that prompt? as I can find, when things are really busy, like introducing something new, it's basically a new habit, isn't it? So like, how do you introduce that habit? Do you do it, when you have a bit more time, and then slowly build up to that, and then it just becomes kind of automatic? So yeah, that's AI use cases. So I would like you to pause this video and think about some use cases of using a large language model in your day-to-day work. So you could think about, the software delivery lifecycle, requirements, design, you're building it, you're deploying it, and then you're maintaining it, and then exploring all the different things that you could do throughout, whether that's testable requirements, creating prototypes in the design, automated test code, maybe something around deployment, whatever that may be, or maintenance, I don't know, self-healing product. That could be quite an interesting one to explore. So yeah, there's an idea for you to go away and think about AI use cases. And yes, let's next talk about metrics. So I think the important thing that I learned this week, which is really important, is to understand the baseline of where things are at. So, for example, I'm saying that bug reporting is time consuming. How long does it take me at the moment to create those bug tickets? And then when you have that kind of metric, then when you introduce something like this new prompts that you're going to use to generate the bugs, then how much time does it save? So you can really showcase to yourself doing the experiment, and also to the business that you're working in, that this is really worth your time, creating a new habit to use to create those bug report tickets. So yeah, it's a really interesting one. Like metrics, I'm often hearing things about speed. Oh, we're getting so fast, the testing can't keep up. But what does that mean when we're creating code in, quickly? Does it mean that, for example, the requirements can't keep up? So then, you're creating all this code, and then there's a bottleneck with the requirements? Or, does it mean that your change failure rate goes up? You need to explore your metrics when you're doing these things, like with any experiment, when you're introducing things, so you can see what's working, what's not so working. I always take metrics with a pinch of salt. There's loads of different factors that can influence a metric, but it's just giving you a rough guideline of what's going on. So yeah, maybe a moment to pause the video and think about, maybe you could tie the two together. So like, you've got an AI use case, something that you want to use, and then what would be the metric that you could use to say whether things are getting better, getting worse, that type of thing? And I learned that you could do this at an individual level, or you could also look at it at a team level. So yeah, those are the two things. I would love to hear from you. If you found this useful, please add a comment, any thoughts, and any topics you'd like me to cover next week. So thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next week.